be so fun. Jenny, I heard that there's going to be an event up in your neck of the woods soon.
From who?
A little birdie told me that there might be an event happening.
In northern Michigan, for real?
Yeah, Amanda Cramey was talking about planning on doing an event like Traverse City area.
That's like my backyard.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my gosh, Jenny lives there. She's going to be so excited. So they're just putting it together. So when I see the flyer, I'll send it to you. But Kristen Adams knows more if you want to message her too.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, there's all these fun events coming up. I try to share them all when I see them so that anyone who's, within driving distance can show up and can go there. Because they're always so fun to get together. I can't wait. And Jenny, if you want to come to my house next week, Thursday, you can carpool with us down to Ohio. Let me know.
I'll talk to my husband about it and see. And I'll write you.
Fun.
Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. And we're driving down there and coming back. So you could stay the night at my house on Thursday and then you could just leave Friday or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yay. I'm so excited for all these events. So let's talk some celebrations. And it's really important to have everyone that's on this call right now, you have to put at least one thing in the chat. You have to. You have something that you can be grateful for. Every single person does. So we're not even talking celebrations. We're talking more just gratitudes. We're talking more just, this is what I'm thankful for in my life. This is something that I'm grateful for. This is actually going to tie into day 4 on manifesting our $1,000 in 21 days. And I want to hear what everyone is grateful for this morning, or if you have any business celebrations, you can put those in there too. And good morning, Haley and Angie and April.
I have a celebration.
Yes, let's hear it.
So, most of you know about what's been going on with me. But I was diagnosed with breast cancer 2 days ago. And I am just so grateful for all of the love and support that everyone, especially my Q sisters, have been outstanding. And I just want to celebrate this community because it is, in fact, hey, turn it down a little bit. Sorry, he's got his iPad blasting in my ear. Just the amount of love and support I've gotten has just been so amazing. And I'm just grateful for all of you, and I love you all.
Oh, well, we're grateful for you. We love you too. Now, that's some gratitude, looking at the positives. I mean, that's huge. It's so easy for us to list this huge list of things that we're grateful and thankful for when everything's going good. But it's when things aren't going good is when you need to list them the most and you need to read them the most. Affirmations you don't need to repeat when you're having a great day and you feel accepted and alive and well. But when you're feeling rejected and down and depressed and anxious, when you don't believe the things you once wrote about yourself, that's when you need to read them. And that's why when we went to Dive 365, we had everyone write a love letter to themselves because they were on a high. They were so excited. They were pumped up. They were feeling inspired and optimistic. And we had everyone write letters to themselves. I took them home and then I mailed them out to everyone. And so you got a letter in the mail from yourself that you can read. And mine's pinned on my board. I know that was a very powerful thing that we did because everyone who did it has theirs pinned on their board too. So if you struggle with this, my first tip is to do it when you're in a really positive, happy state. When you're feeling like on top of the world, maybe you end this month and you hit your goals and you accomplish something, do it at that moment when you're just experiencing life to the fullest and you're so grateful and you're so happy. That is my favorite time because then that's when you can actually go back and read those things when your brain just cannot go there when you're having a really bad day and a really bad time. So we're going to talk more about gratitudes, but before we do that, I want to hear what else you guys are celebrating. Let's see in the chat. We have some people. Erin said her son is getting better because he was sick. Oh, good. I know my nanny just got here, and like before I got on the call, and I took one look at her and I was like, what's wrong? And I could tell she was like crying, and she's like, I just don't feel good. And she started like bawling. And she's like, my mom won't answer and I don't know what to do. My throat hurts and all this stuff. I was like, did you try to call me or text me? Because Skylar has my phone in the morning. And she's like, no, I didn't want to call in. I was like, okay, you just need to go home. Just go home and go to bed. And I gave her a vitamin C spray and I gave her some Motrin. And I was like, here you go. The mom and me. But I'm like, oh, so many people are sick right now. So many kids too. There's so many like other things going around. So praise the Lord that he is getting better. Haley is grateful for our Q community. You ladies help me stay sane. I literally think that all the time. Like, how do people even get through life when they don't even have positive, uplifting people around them? I could not. I'm grateful for my health slowly coming back, Angie says. That's awesome. Grateful for that. Jenny is grateful for being on day 4 of this manifesting. Life is throwing a curveball again, but I'm still putting this forefront because I want changes and routines again. Jenny, I have a video that I'm going to send you that is talking about when life throws you a curveball. And Angela, I thought of you too. And this morning I was listening to it and I was like, dang, I got to send this to someone. This is so good. I just was like, it was awesome. It was so, so good. So yes. And I want to celebrate you, Jenny, for showing up when life is tough and it's like nothing is working. Being on these calls and just being connected is like the one thing. If this is all you do today, then this was awesome because you fought through and you showed up anyway. So some days you just have to celebrate the fact that you showed up. A lot of days I actually just celebrate that. I'm like, I have nothing else to celebrate besides I just did it. I just showed up and I gave it my all. Okay, so Tracy says that she's grateful the kids core is making a noticeable difference with my son and his sensory issues. If you guys haven't been following Tracys Story on Facebook, every time you post stuff about him, it brings a smile to my face every time because it is so cool. And I just want you to tell you the power that you have to change someone's life by being bold or by being really confident with who you're trying to bring in and who you're trying to reach and recruit, who you're passionate for is crazy. If I would have not figured that out and was bold with sharing, Tracy never would have found me on social media and maybe never would have heard of these Q products that are helping her son so much. So sometimes it's in our head, like, what are they going to think about me? Are they going to reject me? I don't think they're interested in anything like this. All those things that you're putting that judgment on someone else, it's all about you. It's all about your feelings, how you're nervous, how you're afraid, how you don't want to be rejected. All of that selfishness is blocking a blessing from someone else. It's not about us. It's about other people. And it's about what these products need to do for them. Think of the stories that you know personally, just in your own family, how these products have benefited your life. And then think of some other people that you know that you've heard stories. I remember when one of our Australian ambassadors got on stage and she shared about the Q Max and how her husband had tried to commit suicide several times. And now because of the Q Max, he said for the first time in his life, he feels like he wants to live. And that is amazing. Like literally said that on stage and there wasn't a dry eye in the house. And that's what these products are doing. So you need to have belief in that. And the best way to do it is by listening to other people's stories. So if you ever find yourself like wavering belief on the products, go into one of the testimony groups and just start reading the testimonies, because that is the best way to build belief, is just to experience that firsthand. So Okay, what else are we grateful for? Thankful to be on the call this morning. April says, I was talking with a woman on Instagram about my mission, and it's my tagline, but definitely my mission in life. I feel like a light bulb moment. Do you want to elaborate a little bit on that? I don't know if you can breathe as you're running.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, DP just texted me. He's like, the baby's freaking out. So I'm like trying to run out of here. Yeah, I do want to share. So I came up with my tagline, and I feel like it was like a light bulb moment that I like figured out like what I'm here for. Thank you. Hold on one second. It's like music blaring outside.
Don't leave us hanging like that.
Huh?
I said, don't leave us hanging like that. You're like,
Oh, sorry.
Figured it out. And you're like, oh, hang on a second.
And the answer to life is
Tell me.
no. Okay, so my tagline, let me read it. Let me read it directly to you guys.
Okay. Yeah, Jenny, the music in the background was for your tagline.
Okay. Inspiring ambitious women to rise above mediocrity, achieve their goals, and adopt a freedom lifestyle. So, like, that's my tagline, yes, but I figured out what it is. So, this lady I was talking to, she just joined It Works. I swear, I find all these people that just joined It Works and like want to just hang on to it, but she's like not ready to leave there yet. She feels like she has to give it more. But that being said, she's working at like.
Can I say something real quick with that? It will be
Yeah.
really quick, I promise.
Yeah.
I always make that a really good opportunity to show them the type of person I am, where I say like, oh my gosh, of course, you need to give this your all. The worst thing you can do is look at a shiny coin over here and jump ship right away. Do this. Stay committed for 90 days. Give this your all. Do every single thing your mentor tells you. Follow the system perfectly. Plug into all the calls. I like give them all my tips, like as they're a new ambassador on my team. And then I say, if in 90 days, you don't feel like you have a mentor that can take you to the next level or a system that's really easy to duplicate and make money, and then you can use yourself as an example. Like you can say like, okay, so for an example, in my first month here, I promoted 4 times. And then the next month I promoted again. So you should be hitting some promotions. If you're not and don't have a mentor in a system, message me back and I'll give you more tips and we can talk. And then maybe at that point, you're ready to really give this an honest look. So I'll send you some samples at that point too. So just send me a message back. And then I would put it in my calendar right then and there for like 45 days out to follow up with them and try to really stay in connection with them before then. But 45 days is just kind of like worst case scenario. You don't talk to them at all. And then like, or maybe put it in once a week to like, or write it on your IPA sheets once a week to follow up with this person. So you're continuing to build that relationship so that when things don't work out, they don't have a system or a mentor. They're like, wow, this April girl has followed me the whole time, has given me more tips than my mentor. Like that's what my goal is when I'm talking to people like that, is I want them to be like, dang, this Taryn girl has helped me more than my actual leader did. Like, this is crazy. Because then I'm like, yeah, imagine if you were actually on my team. You know, okay. I just want to say that to her. And we're going to get her in 90 days.
I did. So she is working at like a grocery, I think it's like a grocery store or something. And she said that she like sometimes has to work like 13 days in a row or something. And I was like, so I know that we're like in different companies, but if you need anything, please let me know. And I'm here for you to help with anything. Cause it doesn't sound like she has any sort of mentor. And like I legitimately mean that from like my heart. Like I would love to see her be successful, because my mission in life now, I know, is to help as many mamas be at home with their babies as possible, to not have that like soul crushing anxiety that I felt going back to work after Claire. And I don't know why it's just so clear in my mind now, but I know that there's a lot of moms out there that like don't want to go back to work after they have their baby, and then they feel that and they just like feel pressure to do it because there's no other option, and maybe they've tried MLM before and it didn't work, and you know they have negative you know like negative mindset towards that. But I feel like it's my mission in life now to like scoop all these moms up and just hold them close and just be like, let's get rich together. And like, you want to do better, like you can do that here, like just like I did, you know, and just like breathe life and my story into them. And of course, like my overall goal in life is just to like connect people to like God and see how great he is. But this is second. So I hope that makes sense. Sometimes I feel like I get like so excited inside, like I don't like explain things right, but I hope it makes sense.
Oh,
I just want moms to be with their babies, you know, not have that anxiety, you know, like sitting at your corporate job, literally waiting till 5 o'clock so you can leave, or 6 o'clock, or until your project is done. And meanwhile, your baby is like at daycare, or you know, somebody's babysitting them, and you're missing all these things, you know? Like Emmy took her first 2 steps yesterday. I probably would have missed that.
Did you make a post about that?
No, but I will, and I should. That's a great idea.
Anything that you think during your day of, wow, I'm so grateful that I can be here and experience this, I would make a post. Because I remember someone telling me one time, it wasn't too long ago, it was like a family friend, and she was like, oh yeah, I always watch all your stories of all your fun stuff you do while I'm sitting at work. And it made me realize like people are sitting at work watching me. I remember looking at other people's stuff while I was working, and I would tell my husband, like, what do they even do for a living? They literally, like, I never even see them working. Or how do they even make all their money? Because all I see them do is just have fun and do stuff. Like those, so be conscious of that too, as you're posting in your story, as you're posting on Facebook. Like, are you just posting every time you're working? Because you posting that you're working isn't really like a good thing to post. You being like in my office again, here in my office, or doing my sheet, or on another call, like that looks like you're working all the time. So share things about your life that you're grateful for. And yes, you want to show people that you work, but the things that you want to show them are like the community, the culture, the celebrations, the traveling, the events, the money. Like you want to hit all 5 color person, or all 4, 5, all 4 color personalities when you're posting. So you're appealing to the person who's competitive and loves incentives and loves money. That's how I found one of my newest ambassadors, Milady. She responded to my post where I was showing everyone's big checks on stage at convention. So she's a red, and she was drawn to that, like Kristen Adams would be, like Brandon Stevens would be, like Jake would be. If you're a red, if you're a yellow personality, you should show them the community and the giving and the culture and the love and the support and the friendships and all the things that encompass that. If you want to appeal to a green, that's when you're talking about, look at this energy drink, all natural, helps me so much, or I love this comp plan, it's so incredible. And you're talking about the depth of things, you're talking about the details, you're talking about the sciencey things, the researcher things. That's the type of person a green is. And greens are also very skeptical because they're so researchy. This is John, my husband, is a green. And it's like the skepticism and I don't really know, I need to think of it. That's a green. So talking about other people that were skeptical, other people who didn't think that it could work, and sharing testimonies of showing it did work. It is true what you say is happening. And then also sharing blue stuff, which is all the fun stuff. Anything that you think is fun, you want to share that. So events and conventions and fun calls and, you know, all kinds of stuff, swag, samples, gifts in the mail you get. So that's how you should be sharing on social media. It shouldn't be like, here's my sleep spray, and then list like melatonin, 5-HTP, like don't do that. you know, more so like, oh, thank God my kids just fell asleep, you know, like grateful for this, more so like that. So, just think about that when you're posting your stories. What are you showing people? If someone's sitting at their job, scrolling on their phone bored, what are they seeing and thinking that your life is like? Just by seeing some stories. And we're not trying to create a fake life, but we just want to make sure that we're highlighting and talking about the parts of your life that other people are going to want to see too. A lot of us think like, well, I'm not going to share that because that's too personal. But then what happens? That's like the biggest thing, the biggest mistake I see network marketers do is they don't get vulnerable enough. They don't share enough of their life. So nobody actually gets to know you. I guarantee you by Angela, you sharing your breast cancer journey, you are going to make the biggest impact you have ever even come to find. You need to keep a journal.
I was just gonna ask you, like, because my algorithms are so high and like so many people are watching my stuff right now, what's like a good non-tacky way to like insert product testimonial or something? Like, I don't want to be like too cheesy about it. Be like, oh yeah, by the way, you know, like, I don't know. That just sounds
So
really
I would use it as a way of like, so I'm off of work for X amount of days, or I took the rest of the week off, or whatever. And I'm gonna have to be taking a lot more time off of work. Emmy's waving. Hi, Emmy. Hi, baby. Aw, that's so cute. I had to wave back. She's like in the screen waving. But I would do it more so like I'm gonna have to be taking a lot of time off from my job to go through this. And it dawned on me that I am so grateful that I have this other business to fall back on. I'm so grateful that I can do this while I'm laying in bed. And I wouldn't make it sound, I hate when people do this, so don't do this, but I hate when people make it sound like when someone would write a post like that and they'd be like, I'll be able to work from bed and work from my chair getting chemo and work from, like, no, you're not. Like, you're not going to be working when you're recovering. You're not going to be working. Like, someone once told me, tried to get me in network marketing, and because I told them how much pain I was in and that I spend so much time laying on the couch, and they literally told me, oh my gosh, you could work your business from the couch and you could be making money while you're doing it. And I'm thinking the last thing I'm trying to do is make money and be all up and positive when I'm over here like dying in back pain. So just don't make it sound like that, because I think that that's tacky. So if you're trying to avoid the tackiness, you know, you'll say like, I'll need a lot of time to recover, and this business has supplemented my income or will continue to supplement my income even while I'm recovering, because now I have an entire team under me who's going to be working, and I'm still going to keep getting paid because of something that I built. This is residual income, where you can take a step back, and then maybe you can share a testimony of Kristen Adams, ask her to type something up for you. And she has posted it before, but she talks about that when her dad got sick and she needed to be with him during his last days, how grateful she was that she had built this team, that she kept getting paid and she didn't have to show up at work and she didn't have to struggle financially. And I would talk about that aspect of going through this. Like, you don't have to worry about gas money, and you don't have to worry about support or friends driving you to appointments. Like, make a joke like, I've already had 10 people offer to take me to chemo, or, you know, things like that. Like, because that's what other people in your situation might not have and might want, like, so bad. Like, man, I wish I just had a friend to talk to. I wish I just had one person who cared, or I wish I didn't have to struggle with gas money. Like, all of those, you have to like put yourself in that frame of mind of like, kind of like foreseeing how things are going to go for you, and how you can already see your community and your job here in Q helping you just when things struggle later. Maybe other people, and just sharing more and more stories that you can find of people sharing their testimonies about residual income like that. Like, you can share my mom's, when my mom fell off her horse, and well, I always say fell off and she gets mad at me for that. She didn't fall off. She was thrown off. She knows how to ride, and she was thrown off the horse. She's like, I didn't just fall off the horse. Okay. I'm like, okay, mom. So she was thrown off the horse and broke all her ribs on the one side, some of them in 2 spots, punctured her lung, broke her collarbone, busted her head. She was in the hospital. So she didn't work this business for months, and she was continued to be paid as a silver ambassador every single month because she had built that up. And she's like, how cool that I haven't worked in 2 months at all, and I still made $4,000 a month. So you can share her story, Kristen's story, and I'm sure just by talking to them, you'll find other people that have a story too. And if any of you guys have a story, message Angela and tell her. If you're watching this recording, find her on Facebook, Angela Vaden, send her a message or send me a message and I can connect you to her, because I think that that would be super powerful for anyone who can't work a traditional job. Like, look at Jada. Jada was struggling with chronic pain and she couldn't work a job. She's like, I can't work. I can't do it. I can't hold down a job. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to make money? And then that's how she found, so you could share her story too. And she's actually the one doing the presentation tomorrow or Friday. So you can invite people onto that, or you can share her story leading up to that right now. Since your algorithms are so high right now, you can do that. But yeah, I hope that helped. It did. Okay. I think it did. So yeah, let me know if you need any other things. Yes, it helped. Okay. So, Amanda Lacey, because she went through breast cancer also and promoted her business very classy and well. She is on Brooke Lloyd's team. Ooh, good. Okay. So find her, Amanda Lacey. She's a good one to talk to. And April offered to drive you to chemo. So now you have 11 people who've offered. You know what? We're all going to pile in my car and we'll all go together. And we'll all just go together. Maybe we can get Alyssa to drive us and take us to Taco Bell. Okay, so let's talk this manifesting. Day 4. Can you believe that it is day 4 already? Crazy. I can't believe it's day 4. So a little quick recap. Day 1 was clearing out the crap. Day 2 was listing 20 to 25 negative experiences that you've had around money. Day 3 was write 5 positive emotions that you're going to feel when you receive the money. And did anyone do that? Write that down. Okay. So did you remember to experience how you're going to feel with those emotions? Did you do that at all? Like close your eyes or feel kind of, okay. I did it a couple times and I actually felt good. I felt really good doing it. How did you guys feel? Jenny, it made you smile. Can you elaborate a little more?
Yeah, kind of like what you were saying. It just makes you feel good thinking about it. And just a big smile on your face. And then like I got goosebumps right now because I'm thinking about it. So it just, you get the goosebumps and you're like proud, you did it. Like just overall, all those endorphins, everything that's released that just makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I almost wish I could give blood or I could have my blood monitored and they could tell like, you must be thinking of something good right now because your blood's changing the way that it's working, because it is so powerful. Isn't that crazy that your brain can think of things where you actually change your physical chemistry of your makeup of your body? Like that is insane to me. Like when you're scared and you're in fear, your body is releasing all of those hormones. And when you're excited and you're passionate, your body is releasing all of that, all the adrenaline's building, all the excitement, like it's actually changing, which I think is so cool. Okay, so remember to continue to feel those emotions. And I wrote them down in my bathroom mirror because I just will have them in front of me. I write lots of stuff down in my bathroom mirror and I'll have it in front of me and I'll just remember and it's just there. So if you didn't do this, it didn't take me very long. Just go in, write 5 things really fast that you're going to feel when you get all of this money, when you hit your goal, when you have 100,000 in your savings account, when you put that down payment on your first house, when you hand someone a check for $1,000 to cover their mortgage, when you, whatever you're doing, giving back, filling your savings account, the emotions you're going to feel when you're doing that. So day 4 today, the title today is the massive money multiplier. Massive money multiplier, the 3 M's. So we're going to start talking about when you wake up. So when you wake up in the morning, what kind of things are you thinking about right away? Think of that. What kind of emotions do you have? Do you wake up and you're like, oh, I have so much going on today and I'm so tired and I don't want to do this again? Majority of people wake up and that's the first 2 things they think is, I don't have enough time and I'm too tired. I didn't get enough sleep and I don't have enough time. You're having a scarcity mindset already the second you wake up of there's not enough time in my day and I didn't sleep enough. So you're saying like, I am not abundant in anything. I am lacking in every area of my life. This sucks. It's the first thing you think of. So when you, okay, Jenny, getting the kids up for school, right? Like, oh, I got to do this again. You got to go wake up the kids. And if your kid doesn't wake up and get ready and it's fights in the morning and you're dealing with all that, then that's like 10 times worse because then you're like afraid to wake the bear. Like, oh my gosh, what kind of mood are they going to be in? Like I told Sophia this morning, I went in there and she was sleeping on her stomach and she looked so peaceful. And I like rubbed her back and I was like, Sophia, it's time to get up. And she's like, okay, mom. And then she laid there and I was rubbing her back and I said, oh my gosh, you look so peaceful and just so kind right now. Like you could never tell that you're as sassy as you were yesterday. And she just kind of laughed. And because it's like, oh boy, like, let's not keep doing this. You know, a 7-year-old now is like all full of sass and drama and attitude. And we're not going to be that person. We're not going to allow her to feel like that. So I'm teaching her, like, when you wake up, let's think of happy thoughts. She said today when we were curling her hair, today is going to be such a good day. I love Wednesdays. And I said, why? She's like, because I have technology and it's my favorite class. And I said, well, it's also just going to be the best day ever because you woke up and you said that. You were anticipating that the day was going to be great. You were in a state of constant appreciation. I read a quote in this workbook. And if you didn't order the workbook, you should. It'll really help you a lot. And in the workbook, it said this. It said, the same unappreciation for life that you have is the sole reason why you have never experienced the miracles and magic of manifesting anything, especially money. So if you wake up and you are not appreciating anything that's been given to you, you are not appreciating the life that you are just alive to experience. When you wake up and you're not saying thank you, remember a couple days ago, Aubrey talked about if you gave someone the best gift ever, your best gift. And Lena talked about the roller skates and you get the best gift ever and you give it to someone and you put it on their door and they open it and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait for them to open this gift. And they just like open it and toss it to the side. Are you going to go spend time to give this person another gift? No. And by us not appreciating the life we have, we're not going to keep getting gifts. And the book talks about the universe a lot. And so I don't like the word universe. Me personally, I don't, because everything that it talks about the universe, I'm like, it's not the universe, it's God. It's like the Bible says it's God, scripture says it's God, but I use the word universe to not turn people away or freak them out with my love for the Lord. And that's okay. But for me, when I was looking at this workbook and I was like, universe, like it said, if you don't thank the universe for what you have, the universe isn't going to give the money back to you. And so I actually looked up a couple scriptures to see like what that actually meant. And a lot of times in the Bible, I found that universe actually equates to God. They like use that word sometimes. So I thought that that was interesting. But if you are a Christian or if you believe the Bible, Psalm 118 says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." Psalm 118, verse 24. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So when you wake up, are you saying thank you? Are you feeling that? Maybe you are the universe person, you're not the God person, and you're like, I'm not there, and that's okay. But are you saying thank you and waking up and appreciating what you have, the gift of life? Like right now, you are one of the few people in this world, that you are sitting on technology with a full belly in the heat with a roof over your head, and you are not in fear for your life. One of the few people. The fact that nobody is after you and you're not in danger and you have shelter to live in and you have food to eat, like literally, you are not the majority. And that alone is crazy. And the more grateful we are, the more great things we're going to have come back to us. So staying in constant appreciation for what you have. Gratitude is the holy grail of high vibration energy. The highest thing you can do to bring up your vibration is to experience gratitude. Because when you do that and you experience and you appreciate the gifts that you're given, you're going to get more of them. That's just how it works. So just realize that there's God, or the universe, is working so hard all the time to bring you everything that you've ever desired. Like 24/7 out there, trying to make things come together for you, trying to connect the dots, trying to lead you to the next place that you need to go, trying to protect you and guide you and lead you and take care of you. There is, I love Sarah Spencer says this, there is no shortage of money. There is no shortage of money. The people who have money, there is no shortage. It's about who you ask. It's just like when you go see a movie and you're like, oh my gosh, I watched the best movie ever. Or I guess not see a movie anymore. It's probably more relevant to say like you watched a show on Netflix and you loved the show. Like, oh my gosh, best show ever. I've done this before. I've asked people on Facebook, like, tell me your all-time number one favorite show on Netflix or Hulu. And people will tell me, and I'm like, okay, that was a terrible show. Like, that was like not even good. I can't even believe that that's that person's like all-time favorite, because it's their personality, it's their perspective, it's how they think of things. Everyone is going to think of things differently. Everyone is going to be grateful for things differently. Everyone is going to like things differently. And we're not the same. It's your perspective a lot of the times. I have a friend who has struggled really hard in her life, was in a really deep valley, and everything that I would tell her, it was like she just couldn't accept it. Where I'm like, well, you're going to get through this. No, I won't. Yes, you will. Like, no, I don't believe that. And I'm like, well, at least you didn't lose your house. Like, you still have your house and you aren't at rock bottom, and we can get through this. And yeah, but we can't go to the daycare we want to go to anymore. Like, well, that's just how it happens. It's okay. You're going to get through it. No, I won't. And I'm like, dude, like, you are never going to change your life if this is how you're thinking. Like, do you have people like that in your life where you're like, oh Lord? We have this family friend who is in her 50s and is like, I've never in my life met anyone more negative than this woman. Everything that comes out of her mouth, it's my mom and I like can't even help but laugh. Like, oh my gosh, enough. Like, do you even hear yourself? Are you serious right now? Like, constantly, are you that person inside your head, but nobody knows you're that person? Because I was, until 2 days ago, when I decided I'm no longer going to be this person, where all I'm doing in my head is like, that's not going to work. Oh yeah, we can't do that. I don't know. This isn't good. What am I going to do? How is this going to work? How am I going to do that? Like, all of these things, instead of stopping and just listing all my gratitudes, thinking of everything I'm thankful for, thinking of everything that's good. I actually started going down a negative hole with Q the other day. My mind just was in a weird state, and I just started like pointing out all the negatives in Q. Like, oh yeah, what about this? What about that? What about that? Like nitpicking almost, like we do in our marriages, where all of a sudden, like everything your spouse does annoys the crap out of you, like every single thing, just the way that he like walks in the door. Like, do you have to like walk in the door like that? Can you just like not do that? You know, like everything bothers you. And so we get like that about ourselves where we're just like nitpicking. And I was nitpicking Q. And I told April, I said, okay, you know what I'm doing right now is I'm going to make a list of all of the positives that are happening inside of Q. Because my brain was, there's not enough people, there's not enough promotions, people aren't seeing celebrations, there's not enough people winning, this isn't working, this is like all of this in my head. And so I stopped and I wrote down at the top of a piece of paper, good things that are happening in Q. And every time I heard something for the last 3 days, I wrote it down in the list. And I have a list and it's totally full now because of all the things that I thought of that I was like, okay, this is good. And you know what shifted? My perspective shifted. And now I'm looking at this in a better light than I was a couple days ago. So writing down gratitude is going to allow you to focus on more of what you want, and you're going to continue to get rewarded for it. So your homework today is to write down 25 gratitudes that you have in your life. And we haven't been doing a very good job at posting the homework and showing that we're doing it. I haven't been doing a good job. I said that I was going to do it and I haven't been posting it. So instead of going back and doing all that, let's just start today. Once you have your list of gratitudes, snap a picture. If you want to like, you know, hold your phone really far away so nobody can really read what you write, that's fine. Or if you want to like put your hand over it or something, or blur it out. Or if you just don't want to post it at all, it's totally fine. But post it. I'm going to post it for accountability. I feel good when I do that. Like, oh, look, I did it. Like, I feel so good. So if you want to do that, you can. So those are the gratitudes. And we're going to focus on that. And then tomorrow we are going to talk about day 5. And then day 6, Aubrey will be here for, and she's going to close us out for the week. So yeah, super excited about what's happening. Remember to think of your emotions, your 5 positive emotions throughout your day of all the things that you're going to feel when you hit this goal. You're proud, you're accomplished, you feel so good. Already start feeling that. So let's talk about IPAs. So we are going to do a few things today. Did anyone print out and try my new IPA sheet that I rolled out on Monday that Ashley and I and Olivia did? Okay, Erin did. Awesome. What do you think about it? Like, honestly, for your personality and your brain, were you using the old standard IPA sheet before?
I like this one. It's got a lot of the like all the other boxes you can check or like ideas.
Yeah.
It definitely made it simpler. Like I liked all the options.
Okay. Awesome. What she means by that, and I'll share my screen so you guys can see this. I'll post this in the Breakfast Club too, if you haven't seen this yet, or if you're watching the recording and you're not in the club, just send me a private message on Facebook and I can just send this to you. But this is our new daily connection sheet. What she's talking about is this up here, all the different ideas. So wish everyone a happy birthday, reply something nice to someone's story, scroll your news feed and comment nice things or give value and praise. Interact with anyone who commented or liked your post or stories from yesterday. Go through your friends list alphabetically and interact with people. Go to a friend's profile and go to their friends to add any mutual friends you have. So I did this yesterday for the first time. And I loved it too, Erin. I felt like it was really good. I actually, which is crazy, by just doing the ideas, I started and I was like, okay, wish everyone a happy birthday. And then as I was wishing them happy birthday, I put them in the 2 categories, like people that I'd never talked to before or people that I have and I'm building relationships with. So that was easy. And then after that, when I replied to stories, I was actually on FaceTime with my sister and she was telling me a story about her boyfriend. And I was on my stories on my computer and I was just like clicking on people's names and just being super nice. Like, oh my gosh, you are so beautiful. I love following you on social media. Your posts always inspire me so much. Thank you for giving value to us. Like really nice things to people. And I did that. Just after doing that, my sheet was more than full, to the point where I actually got to fill out this whole section for today already yesterday, because I had so many people. And there was even more people than that I just stopped writing them on the list. So it was really easy to fill those 2 buckets really fast without even feeling like I was working. I multitasked it. It was easy. The only ones that were harder for me on here were where is it? Sorry. Who I invited to watch an opportunity call. And I was like, oh, okay, I need to invite people to watch an opportunity call. So who am I going to invite? And so what I did is I went through old IPA sheets to like look at people, and I was like, oh, I'm going to invite this person. Because I just off the top of my head, I was like, I don't know of anyone that I can invite right now. Who am I going to invite? Like I had no clue. And so that was good to look at old IPA sheets so that you can find people that you've built a relationship with to then boldly just say, hey, this is kind of random, but what are you doing tonight at 9? I don't know if you'd be interested in joining my giveaway for a Peloton Lululemon Mirror $1,500 Amazon gift card. But if so, you have got to hear my friend Taryn, because her story is so inspiring. It's awesome. So maybe you thought about doing what I do, or maybe you don't even know what I do, but girl, you need to check this out. My friend Aubrey just made a couple $1,000s in her first couple of months. My friend April just made a couple $1,000s in her first couple of months. My friend Megan makes a couple $100s. Do you make 1,000 or a couple hundred right now? A couple $100s. She always has really high CV. My friend Megan makes a couple $100s on the side of teaching full time. Like it doesn't have to be like, oh, Kristen made $1 million. That's not even relevant to most people that you even know. Most people are like, oh, bull crap. Like by you saying that, it actually makes it worse, because all the negative naysayers come out and now it sounds unbelievable. Saying, yeah, my friend Megan makes a couple $100s every month and she's a full-time teacher. That is relevant to someone. Like, dang, a couple $100 a month would change my life. I know that when my grandma, when I told her that she was going to make $750 every month because I had built her out to an elite position, she literally put her hands over her face and started sobbing at the kitchen table, because $750 changed her life. A couple $100s would change her life. $750 was life-changing to her. And so don't underestimate a couple $100. We tend to do that because we compare ourselves to like Brittany Hitch and Francesca Fields and all these other people. Don't underestimate that, because that's not the person that you're trying to attract. I mean, we are, but right now you're trying to just be relevant to the person you're trying to be relevant with. So by doing IPA sheets consistently, this box will be really easy for you to invite people. The only thing you're going to have to get past is what are they going to say? And if you get past that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they say. Your goal, and you're not judged if you're successful or not based on what they say. You're judged if you're successful or not based on you wrote down the name because you actually did the scary thing. And if for a whole month you do the scary thing and write down the person's name and every single person rejects you, you still are winning and you are successful because you've done the scary thing. So it's building your stamina up for rejection, and it's thickening your skin, and it's making you not care so much what people think. Fraser Brooks wrote in his book, I Dare You, that he wanted to get so comfortable with people talking bad about him or making fun of him with him not caring what people think, that he wore a glitter backpack, a little miniature glitter rainbow sequins backpack everywhere he went for an entire year. Every time he flew, every time he traveled, anytime he went anywhere, he wore this backpack on his back, because he would get the strangest people looking at them, judging him, whispering about him. And he said at first, it was so hard. He was like, I almost took off the backpack. Like, I was just like, I cannot travel on this airplane with this backpack on the floor and everyone looking at me. And I felt so uncomfortable. But after a couple of weeks, he's like, I never even noticed people were looking at me anymore. I almost feel like they stopped looking at me, but they didn't. The people were different. He was traveling to different places. So it's not like the people around him just got comfortable with him. He was still going out there and meeting new people, but only thing that changed was his mind. So it doesn't matter what people think. We just have to get bold. You need to come up with the message that you're going to send every single time. And let me tell you, it needs to be in voice message. And if you're scared to send a voice message, now's the time to get over that. Start sending yourself voice messages and just be you. Walk around the house, get into a better frame of mind. I don't like to send voice messages when I'm feeling down and tired and depressed and no energy and irritable. I like to send voice messages when I feel like I'm in a good mood. Like right now, I'm in a good mood. I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel inspired. I feel excited. Right now is a great time for me to look back at old IPA sheets and say, who can I message and invite on here? So what I want you to do for the last 8 minutes is everyone is going to mute themselves. I'm not going to play music or anything. The only thing I want you to focus on is going through old IP, and do not, like, 1 minute you have to go through old IPA sheets. What I like to do is go through IPA sheets, write down the people's names that I'm going to message, and then put a check mark next to them after I message them. Because it's easier to be like, here's all 5 people, I'm done. Like, I figured them out. Now all I have to do is send the message. Sometimes what I've done that really has helped me is I've made my list all week of the people that I'm going to reach out to. On Sunday, I already wrote in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday and Saturday's people that I'm going to message on those days. So all I have to do is put a check and message them. Send them the scary voice message. And maybe you send yourself one voice message today, and then you forward that message to every single person on your list every day, to where you're not doing the scary thing every day. You're just forwarding the message now, where the message is very generic, where you just say, hey, okay, this is kind of random. And you're probably wondering, like, why is this girl even messaging me right now? But you popped into my head because we've recently been connecting. I don't know if you have even saw what I do online with social selling and the products that I take that have changed so many lives, but I'm doing this awesome giveaway tonight. We're giving away a Peloton, a Lululemon mirror, a $1,500 Amazon gift card. I would love it if you joined my giveaway and just were a fly in the wall and checked out what it is I do. Let me know. I think you would be awesome at this. I think you have exactly what I'm looking for. So if you want the details to the call tonight, let me know and I will send them over to you. I hope you have an awesome day and happy Wednesday. Don't say happy Wednesday if you're going to send this every day of the week. But if it's just generic like that, you can forward that voice message to every single person you have written down for that day already at the beginning of the week that you've been building a relationship with. And you can forward that. And you know what? Maybe they ignore your message. Maybe they say, no thanks. Okay. Who cares? Like, no thanks, no problem. No problem at all. Like, they don't hate you. I said no thanks to an opportunity. I had a girl who quit our team, and then she joined another team, and she messaged me and asked me if I would, if she could add me to her, I know, Shelby, if she could add me to her upline wanted her to create this group and add all these people in that she could go live and share her story with. And I said, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't hate the girl. I don't wish her ill. I don't hope that she fails in her job. I even said, I no, thank you, but I hope that you're massively successful. And if you ever need anything, make sure you message me. Good luck. I didn't want to be in the group. I don't have a need to be in the group. But maybe I would have. So I'm glad she asked, because what if I was like, oh my gosh, yes. You never know. So those are some tips to make it less hard for you. But for the last 5 minutes, I want you to at least write down the 5 people that you're going to invite to the opportunity call tonight. Go through IPA sheets, write down the 5 people that you're going to message today to invite them to the opportunity call. And see why staying organized helps you more in your job. The more organized you are, the faster you can do your job. If you have a note binder of all your IPA sheets, this is super, super easy. And if you don't, then you just know what you have to do coming up is just get yourself organized this upcoming weekend. All right, I hope you guys have your people written down that you're going to be reaching out to today. Your challenge is voice message. Every person, get it done with first. Put a check next to them when you're done. Be bold. It's not about the outcome, it's about the action. So you take the action, you are successful. It's not about the outcome. So don't think about that. It doesn't matter even if they respond. It does not matter. So okay, have an absolute amazing day today. Tonight we have the opportunity call with Amanda Cramey, who is a registered nurse, Tomorrow we have it with Becky DeMood, and on Friday we have it with Jada. So have an awesome week. Thanks for being on, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. See ya. Bye.